Why is budgeting important? In today's video, I am going to share the importance of budgeting. And I'm also going to leave you with 2 ways that you can become a better budgeter. So hey, faithful budget friends, I'm so excited that you tuned into today's video. If you are new here, which I assume most of you are because I'm just getting started with this channel and its content, my name is Deborah Netta, and I enjoy budgeting because it allows me to live a financially free lifestyle while I am on a journey to building wealth for my family so that I can leave an inheritance to my children's children. So if you've not yet hit subscribe, I encourage you to do so. Also give this video a thumbs up and share it with your friends. So today we're going to talk about the importance of budgeting, but as we get started, I wanted to first share with you all a scripture. It is a very familiar scripture, and it's really around the cost of being a disciple, but I want to leverage this scripture so that I can encourage you to be a better steward over your resources or to better steward your finances. So this is from Luke chapter 14, and I'm going to read verse 28 through 30. I have my computer here just so I can make sure I have it correctly. I am reading from the New Living Translation, and it reads, "But don't begin until you count the cost. For who would begin construction of a building without first calculating the cost to see if there is enough money to finish it? Otherwise, you might complete only the foundation before running out of money, and then everyone would laugh at you. They would say, 'There's the person who started that building and couldn't afford to finish it.'" So I just want to lean into that for a moment, particularly the first couple of words in this scripture. But don't begin until you count the cost. I think that's very important for us to understand how life works, right? So money is a means of exchange, and we have to have money to live in this world. If we don't have money, then of course we understand we won't be able to afford certain things: home, clothes, shelter, and things of that nature. So when we are thinking about our budget, it's important for us to calculate the cost, which includes our expenses. But along those same lines, we have to understand how much we make. We can find ourselves in trouble when we spend more than we make. And oftentimes when we don't have a budget, it opens the door for us to overspend. We're not properly calculating the cost. So we'll get started, or we'll continue on in life not being able to finish the good work that we need to finish. So budgeting is very important based on this scripture that I'm using to help me to explain and articulate to you guys the importance of budgeting. So I hope that you found that part helpful. Budgeting is also important because it allows us to allocate savings. We could be saving up for a home. We could save for our kids' college tuition. We can save for that trip that we want to take. I love to travel. Y'all will see a lot of that in the coming weeks here on this channel, but it allows us to plan for the things that we enjoy in life. A budget should not restrict us from living the life that we desire to live. It should enable us and empower us to do so. So budgeting is very important. It also allows for us to pay off debt. I am in college getting my 3rd degree, my doctoral degree, and my budget is crucial right now because I have to travel for school, and I also have to pay my tuition and all of those things. So having a budget allows me to understand what's left over after life and school and all of these other things so that I can manage accordingly. Having a budget also eliminates some of the stress. Yes, right now it looks a little off with tuition and with travel for school, but I can go out for the next year or the year after that and understand some inflows and outflows where I can manage what I'm spending today to accomplish this dream, to accomplish this degree. So it allows me foresight into the future as best as possible, right? Because we know things do change, but at least I have a plan to say, with this degree, I'll be able to do X, Y, and Z. And right now, this is how I will manage the expenses. So my budgeting gives me the insight to make right now decisions. And it also gives me the foresight to manage what may come in the future. So having a budget is very important. So I hope just me having a candid conversation with you sparks something so that you can think through your life and how you can apply some of the principles that I've already shared. So here are 2 things that you can do to budget better. The first is pretty simple. It's to make sure that you have a budget. Have a budget that's easy for you to understand and easy for you to manage each and every month. If you don't have a budget planner, I encourage you to get one if that's your style to write things down. If you love Excel spreadsheets, I encourage you to set up an Excel spreadsheet and to manage your budget that way. There are tons of apps that you can just use your phone. We're on our phones all the time. I know I'm guilty. So there are apps that you can use to manage your budget as well. So make sure that you have a budget. The second thing that you can do is to understand what the numbers are telling you. Is it telling you that you make more than you spend, and it's giving you an opportunity to think about investing and building something that will remain, or building something for your children's children, or managing investments that will outlive you perhaps? I'm not sure, but knowing your budget will help you to answer those types of questions. Or the inverse is also true. If you spend more than you make, I've been guilty of that, so no judgment here. But if you spend more than you make, it's an opportunity for you to understand where your money is going so that you can pivot and adjust. So having a budget is very, very important. We'll continue to dive deeper on this topic. We'll talk about biblical budgeting principles. We'll talk about biblical stewardship as it pertains to our resources. So make sure that you hit subscribe. You can leave me questions down in the comment section of this video, and I'll be happy to answer those questions in upcoming videos. I will speak to you in the next one. Thank you for watching, Faithful Budget Friend.